Giving all praises to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Yahweh Hakodash, saying double honors to our apostles and elders here at Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the Lord's hopefully elect. So I decided to put some clips together of just showing you what today they would call the modern woman that's out here today. For you brothers out here, you know, if you're looking for a woman and you're looking for a wife, this is just to kind of show you what it is that you have to pick from. Okay, what is out here, what's available to you, and it's the harsh truth. And the point of this is going to be to highlight a few things. One, the manifestation of the curse that's written in the scriptures here, and another one is just to show, because this curse came to life, and this is what you have to deal with, and this is what you have to so-called pick from, right? You should never bank all, your chips on loving these women, on marrying these women. You should never do that, okay? Because in the end, they're all technically damaged goods. Okay, if they're not a virgin when you meet them, technically they're damaged goods. And there's so much that comes with that, because all the evidence is available now. But basically, when a woman, in the ancient world, our women were shut in, especially if they were virgins. They were shut in because those were, you could say, like prized possessions. Okay, if they got tainted or they got out there available, it greatly hurt them. Why? Because no man who would come would want to find one. He would want to find a virgin, because he understands that once a woman has already been exposed to so much, him trying to lock her down is not going to work out, because her mind won't allow her to be content on really playing the role of a wife. And that's basically out here. Out here, you just have women and you have prostitutes. You don't have wives. You don't have wives to pick from. That's really the message we try to relay. So it's all fine and dandy if you're out here trying to look for a wife, look for a woman, but just understand these women, they're really not wives. They're not wives material. That we're living in a generation of feminism. They pushed that in the 60s. So all these women today that you have to pick from are products of generations of that. And a lot of them they don't even know what it's like. They haven't even seen it. Either their mothers or their aunties or grandmas, they didn't even see what it's like to be a wife. So they don't know what it's like. Okay. So you coming along, trying to grab one up and trying to get them, to comply. You wonder why you got all these problems. Well, it's because of this curse. Okay? This is manifest, especially in the time we're living in now. The book of Amos, chapter 7, verse 17. Therefore, thus said the Lord Yahweh, thy wife shall be an harlot in the city. Thy wife shall be an harlot in the city. Thy wife shall be an harlot in the city. And thy sons and thy daughters shall fall by the sword, and thy land shall be divided by line, and thou shalt die in a polluted land, and Israel shall go into captivity forth of this land. So we're in captivity, and as it is written, your wife will be a harlot in the city.
So, but the hoe phase, and I agree with both of you. I think everybody should go through one, however it looks for people. And I just think it shouldn't be judged from person to person.
Absolutely.
I think it's also a time where, like you said, you're having sex clearly, but you're being intentional about not committing to that person. Or you could just be in a space emotionally where you don't want to take it to that next step.
I know that's
You're
right.
unavailable.
I know that's right.
And I think it's just important because you learn so much about yourself
and
what
also
you want,
about other people, what you want, what you don't want, what you will tolerate, what you won't tolerate.
Right.
How.
And these short clips is just to show you that this is what they're admitting on their own. Okay, these women want to do these things. They want to do these things. All of them want to do these things, and they will do these things, and they have done these things. So by the time you meet them, Okay, they're already damaged goods. And you're wondering why you're struggling so much to try to lock one down. Well, you're seeing that this is the generation, this is the women that you have to pick from. You literally have to pick through the trash for you brothers out here looking for wives.
Certain men make you feel like you learn a lot from this whole phase. So when is it appropriate to explore this phase, do you guys think?
I would say the time that it's not only just appropriate, but kind of needed, and when it usually happens is right after breakups. Right after people go through a breakup, agree. I feel like it's kind of like when you lose somebody, right? You have to take the time to grieve, and there's like stages of grief. And when you lose somebody, the easiest way to kind of deal with it in the moment is to replace it with other things. And it's normally the natural thing that happens. But then it's about being intentional about how long are you allowing yourself to.
So go out there and just give it up, because you should just do it. You should just do it. And they've all done it. By the time you meet your woman, or the wife you after, or the one you meet, she've already done it, man. This is what women are telling other women to do. These are the things that they want to do. And that's what you can't take away. You can't take away from the fact they want to do these things, man. That's what you men have to realize. Okay? It's only a very small few that's only out there doing it. It's like selling their body to survive, and they're actually ashamed for what they're doing. Very few, but most of them actually want to do it.
Yeah, we don't judge.
Okay, you better clock that.
I had like 8 abortions in total.
We listen, but we don't judge.
I had 2 abortions this year.
We listen, but we don't judge.
I'm HIV positive, right? And this is just a PSA to the.
This woman right here, probably seen her before, but she made a few clips on how the first video she did, she explained that she caught the high five, as they say, and she told her boyfriend at the time, and her boyfriend broke it off. So after that, she got so mad. So moving forward, she said, "For moving forward, I ain't telling nobody." In the previous clip, she said, "It's your fault if you get it, because you shouldn't be out here participating in hookup culture." So these are the kind of women that's out here. A lot of demons is out here.
Those that are not HIV positive. Disclosure is my choice. When I disclose and how I disclose and who I disclose to is up to me. I find it so crazy how people are telling me that I need to disclose before I go on a date, that I need to disclose before I kiss somebody. This is the craziest one. Before I even tell them my name. It's not happening. I don't think that it's my responsibility to tell someone that I'm HIV positive if they are treating me as if I'm not. Your health is your responsibility. Adopt the mindset of medical practitioners. Assume that everyone has something until they prove to you that they do not. Why are you kissing a stranger or trying to kiss a stranger that you just met? Why are you trying to have intercourse with someone raw that you just met? You don't know me from a hole in a wall. Why are you trying to put your thing inside of me without any kind of protection? Why do I have to be the one to say, hey, chill out, I'm HIV positive, instead of you asking, taking the time to know me, get to know me, let's go get tested together if you want to take the next step. Why do I have to be the one protecting you from yourself? No, baby, that is not my responsibility. And I just wanted to make that clear. Okay, love you.
Look,
And that's why you got to vet the women out there. These women are demons. These women are demons. Okay? And misery loves company, and they're out to ruin people's lives. So, this is really the time to be shut in. This world is too wicked and polluted to just be out here being, not being circumspect. You got to be circumspect with these women too. You have to vet them.
No, I told you guys that I taste my coochie juice to see if I'm healthy. I am healthy, so I don't have to taste it for that. But the thing is, this one time, a guy gave me head and he told me, what do you do to your Coachella? It tastes so sweet. And I was like, what's that about? I gotta taste what it is. Okay, I started doing it way before that. But that day, I was like trying to actually taste what it tastes like. Yeah, I don't know why I'm telling you that. Yeah.
So I made 70 grand in one night, and the next day I woke up and I had to go to work. And everybody was like, why are you even going to work for? You just made, 70 grand last night. What's the purpose?
And how do you think she made that 70 grand? She sure as hell wasn't filing people's taxes, right? She sure as hell wasn't, waiting tables.
And I'm just like, them 70 grand got to be gone in 3 days. Spent. It's gone.
Right.
But they didn't really understand why I'm going out of my way to go make less. I think I was making like $1,500 or something like that the next day. And I got my happy ass out, got dressed, and I went to go make my $1,500 up. And the day after that, I went and made $500. Just because I made a lot of money 2 days ago don't mean I'm just going to give up. Just, like sit home and be like, whatever.
And it's an expensive life.
I'm not saying I've never done it, because it's been times that I made money and I'm just like, cancel everything for the week.
Yeah.
But that's because I'm emotionally drained.
Okay, this is...
And this is what you have to realize. She said that 70 grand she made, she has to go spend it. So you got to understand, these women, they're damaged. Okay, that's somebody's salary. 70 grand. Somebody has to work a full year to make that, right? That's somebody's salary. She can make that in one night, but her attitude is it has to go because she's addicted to this fast life. She can't say, okay, I made 70 grand. I'm good for a long time. I ain't got to do nothing else, because she wants to do that. That's what a lot of men don't understand. And the reason I'm picking these women in particular is because a lot of you, I'm pretty sure if you saw these women out and about, you couldn't wait to jump on them just by looks alone. Like, I already know that chick. I already know she was a Simeonite. And I know a lot of brothers just can't wait to get their hands on the Simeonite, man. Shit, dude. The most wicked stories I've heard coming from a woman comes out of that tribe, Simeon. Don't fall for the looks and the hair, and because that accent, that accent alone can get a lot of brothers hook, line, and sink. Okay, dude, these women are wicked. They are addicted to living the fast life. They're not gonna be okay with living a wife. They're not okay with that. You understand? They'll play the role a little bit, but eventually they're going to want to get back out there. Like I said, 70 grand. And she says it has to go because she has to keep moving. She's addicted to the high. She's not settling for, to be in the house. No, she wants to be out in the wild or in the streets, as you could say. So you have to realize these women, you're taking them out the streets. Okay, they're damaged. And then you wonder why eventually they want to go back. Because that's where you got them from anyway. You know the saying about stray cats. You take in a stray cat. If it's a grown cat, you can't tame that cat because it's a stray. You got it off the street anyway. So that's why you go get what? Kittens or puppies. You got to get them while you get them so you can, when they're young, you can groom them to how it is. You take them off the street, you don't know what you're bringing into your house.
Story time of how I had 2 boyfriends at the same time, summer 2019. I'm not proud of my actions, okay? I have grown a lot as a person since then, but let's talk about how it happened. So I had one boyfriend. He actually lives close to me. And it was Caravana. It was Caravana weekend, and I met the second boyfriend at this party, and we were just vibing, so it was just like... I'm not going to tell you I have a boyfriend. Oh my God, I'm so bad. Anyways, I just ended up dating the other one while I had the other one. And then by the time we were dating, I took him for a walk and I'm like, so I have a boyfriend that I haven't broken up with yet. And he was just like, cool. Have some self-respect. Come on. I even had them balling up together. One knew and the other didn't. It wasn't an accident though. There's a spot that we used to go to. And I didn't think my man would be there, but he was on to me. And I was like, oh, this is just like my friend. And then I had my best friend there, and the whole time he was just like, because he knew about the whole situation, so he was just like, oh my God, like, how did we get ourselves, like, we all couldn't make eye contact with him, and he knew something was up, because as soon as he walked in, I didn't run and go give him a kiss. So he's like, what the hell? So this is Taste of Danforth times, and I'm going to Taste of Danforth with boyfriend number 2, and boyfriend number 1 is sitting, staring me down, like, who is this man? Like, And I was a pussy. Like, I could not tell him, so I just like, oh, like, that's the friend's friend, like, and then he's like, oh, you're going to Taste of Danforth? Why are you dressed like that? You're not wearing a bra, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, I was dating both, and I was lying to both. I was like, to number 2, yeah, I ended things, and then to number 1, I was just like, oh yeah, that's just a friend, blah, blah, blah. So I posted number 2, because I just need to get it over with. So apparently that's the right way to do it. Like, that is so rude. I posted number 2, and number 1 obviously saw, because he has me on social media. He was pissed. He's like, he has no drip. That's what you want. He's wearing Roots. Like, that was terrible. It was my hot girl summer, and I was just like having a hot girl summer, and yeah, that's how I had 2 boyfriends.
Yeah, and you belong to the streets.
Poor.
I'm telling y'all that in their 20s, this is what they do.
Exactly. Let's read that again. Amos 7:17. And therefore thus saith the Lord Yahweh, thy wife shall be an harlot in the city. This is the manifestation of the curses. The book of Jeremiah chapter 8. Verse 9, the wise men are ashamed, and they are dismayed and taken. Lo, they have rejected the word of the Lord Yahweh, and what wisdom is in them? Therefore will I give their wives unto others, and their fields to them that shall inherit them. For every one from the least even unto the greatest is given to covetousness, from the prophet even unto the priest, every one dealeth falsely. So what's a curse that the Lord bring upon us for our wicked dealings? Simple. One of them is he will take your wives, and they will be given to others. Your wife shall be a harlot in the street. These are the women you have to pick from out there. And I chose those ones because, like I said, because of their appearance and how if you saw them out and about, a lot of you all would try to get with them and thinking you got a good one. All of them are out there doing what they call their whole phase hot girl summers, and they're doing it as an excuse to do it because they see everybody else doing it. Because the scriptures tell you their mindset. Proverbs 30:20. Such is the way of an adulterous woman. She eateth and wipeth her mouth and saith, I have done no wickedness. As the scripture says, wickedness is nothing to a woman. They will do that and say, I haven't done any wickedness. The book of Proverbs 31:30. Favor is deceitful, and beauty is vain. But a woman that feareth the Lord Yahweh, she shall be praised. New King James, charm is deceitful and beauty is passing. But a woman who fears the Lord Yahweh, she shall be praised. Right. Outward beauty doesn't equate into inward beauty. And that's why a lot of men are upset, because they're hearing these women say this on the internet. And then you could say they're losing hope because they want women to not want to do these things, to not want to be hoes, but they all want to be. That's the thing. You're never going to know how many men your woman's actually been with. They tell them themselves, they say, just say 3 or 4. That makes, you know what I'm saying? A lot of you men, you don't even ask no more. This is part of the curses. And this is why you shouldn't give up everything for these women. I know because I've said the story before, but in the old camp, I saw two brothers who gave up the truth for their women. And fast forward, their women still either stepped out on them or left them still. So don't think these women are worthy of anything. Okay? The only one that's worthy, the only woman that's actually worthy of anything of praise and for you to cling on to is wisdom. Like I said, you got men who think that they got a good catch and they got to give up everything to keep their woman happy because she's such a blessing. Unless look, these women, none of these women are worth it. You understand? None of them. Sirach chapter 4. Okay, Sirach chapter 6, verse. Okay, where did it go? Okay, 24. Okay, start at 23. Verse 22. For wisdom is according to her name, and she is not manifesting to many. Give ear, my son, receive my advice, and refuse not my counsel. Put thy feet in her fetters, and thy neck into her chain. Bow down thy shoulder and bear her, and be not grieved with her bonds. You see? So if you're going to be a simp for anybody, be a simp for wisdom. Okay? Because you can never praise wisdom enough. And the word simp means to put exalting, say like a woman above than what she is. You're exalting the creature above than what she is. Right? But the Lord said, if you're gonna be a subject to any woman, be a subject to wisdom. Okay? Because it says what? Come unto her with thine whole heart and keep her ways with all thy power. Search and seek, and she shall be made known unto thee. When thou hast gotten hold of her, let her not go. So that's the only woman you're supposed to be trying to cleave unto. All right, you want to abandon all. You want to abandon all for wisdom's sake, not for these women's sake. Scripture says beauty is vain. All right, the Lord is very generous, as you can see, when it comes to beauty, especially with these women. But when it comes to the inward beauty, that's rare. And what did King Solomon say? Out of 1,000, I have found none. Verse 28, for at the last thou shalt find her rest, and thou shalt be turned to thy joy. Then shall her fetters be a strong defense for thee, and her chains a robe of glory. For there is a golden ornament upon her, and her bands are purple lace. Thou shalt put her on as a robe of honor, and shalt put her about thee as a crown of joy. So this wisdom is the woman that you need to exalt. That's the woman you need to cleave on to and not let go. That's the woman you need to, if be willing, to sacrifice everything for. Not these women out here. These women are not wives. Okay? They're all really damaged goods. And you wondering why it ain't working. Because they don't want to be in the house. You're getting them from the street, and you wondering why they want to go back to the streets. Because this is what they do. And by the time you meet them, they've already done this several times over. So their mind is so hooked to that lifestyle that this is what they know. So that's why the scriptures basically teach you, man, you gotta look at everything as temporal. Okay? Just cleave to wisdom. That's going to lead you to everlasting life. And what you see out here, man, the reason it's a curse, man. It's a curse. Okay, the Lord took what was, as the scriptures, he told Ezekiel, the desire of thy eye. And they're all out here what? Made free. And they're all what? Harlots. So don't get strung up on these women out here, okay? Shalom.